Here's the question I got asked. How can I hide the number of connections that I have on LinkedIn? Now, I'm going to show you in this video the different actions you can take and what you can do and what you can't do in the context of showing or letting others discover A, who you're connected with, and B, how many connections you have. All right, so we're looking at my LinkedIn profile right here, and you can see that by default, because I'm a content creator on LinkedIn, this generally means you're a content creator, you see two numbers. First of all, you see 500 plus. Secondly, you see I have 23,372 followers. Now I will share with you the definition of a follower is someone who hit the follow button and or someone who connected with you, which by default, when you send a LinkedIn invite to someone, you are by default following them, whether they accept or not. Let me repeat. When you send a LinkedIn invite to someone, you are by default following that person, whether they accept or not the invitation you sent. So you can see I have 23,000 followers. Now I have a big campaign going on to generate followers. I don't have anywhere near 23,000 connections, but I do have 23,000 followers. And you can only see that I have 500 plus connections. Now let me show you two other profiles, and I'll show you what you see from one of these other profiles. Now Randy, he's first level to me, which means that I can see who he is connected with. Now, I can only see that he has 500 plus connections. I do not see the total number, except in this context, because Randy is not a content creator. I know that the majority, or many of his connections, are actually connections, not just followers. Now, if I come down to Randy's activity, I can see he has 5,407 followers. Now, I know Randy. I know Randy's not working to get followers. He has told me directly that he prefers to have connections. So I know that Randy has somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,400 some odd connections. Now, another thing about Randy's connections, because we are connected, I can click. This 500 plus is a hyperlink, which means I can click on that and it opens up in search. Now, in LinkedIn search, the maximum number of people you will see in LinkedIn search, especially in the context of connections, of Randy's connections, the maximum I can see is 100 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, Doug Mountain. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 100 times 10 is 1,000. Actually, 999. So all I can see at one time, at the most, is 999 of Randy's connections. I can never see the whole list in here. It caps it at basically 1,000. So again, Randy is letting me see his connections. Randy's not a content creator, so he doesn't have the number of followers up here. But if I come down here to his activities, I can see it's 5,407 followers. Now, let me show you another profile with a slightly different perspective. I go over here and look at my business partner, Rebecca. She's not active on LinkedIn. She does not have 500 connections. She only has 39. So bottom line, anybody with less than 500 connections, you're going to see the specific number, in this case 39. And additionally, what you will also see, as with everyone else, is the number of followers. She only has 38 followers. Someone has decided not to follow her. And she's not active on LinkedIn. She doesn't use LinkedIn anywhere near as much as I do. She has a whole different role than I do in my business. So again, and also something else that's very important to notice is that this 39 connections is not a hyperlink. Remember, for Randy, it was a hyperlink. It would take me to the search page. Rebecca has decided to hide who her connections are. So you can't bring up her list of connections. And so you're never going to be able to see any of her connections unless you're looking at that connection and you see that you have a mutual connection, Rebecca. That's the only way you'll see that. Again, if you're looking at a LinkedIn member that you're connected with or that you want to connect with, you may see Rebecca's name as a mutual connection, but you can't see her list. Now, how do you change that so you don't make that a hyperlink? It's really pretty easy. You go to settings, under settings and privacy. I believe it's under visibility. Come on, open up. I believe it's under visibility. There it is there, connections. And you can see I have mine turned on. I could turn this off so that no one else could see it. And you would see the plus 500 on mine, but it won't be a hyperlink. So to answer the question, can I hide my number of connections? Really, the answer is no. If you're a content creator and you're building followers, maybe. If you're hiding and you want to let people, your first level network, get access to your connections for them to search up to 1,000 of them in a search, maybe. But really, that's not even the big issue. Here's what the big issue is. It's to understand the philosophy of networking on social media. LinkedIn is a networking site. It's a social networking site. And in social networking, you should be comfortable connecting with people who are relevant to you and building some level of trust, respect, some rapport, so that you're willing to help each other. And one way to help each other is to let your first level network see who you're connected with so that you can introduce them. And furthermore, you can ask to get introduced to the people that they know. That's what social networking is all about. So the answer is no, but the real answer is to use LinkedIn as a social networking tool and connect with people that you can build some level of rapport with so you're willing to help each other. I'm Teddy, your LinkedIn and Sales Navigator dude. I hope this is helpful for you.